Hello! I am coming to you today because I have a couple of questions that have been asked of me about the T-Fal canner. You see that big baby over there to the side. The T-Fal canner, and what happens when one side is leaking water. And what I have found, that if your T-Fal is going, you're canning, and water is coming out on one side, I'm going to get it in just a second and show it to you. If water is dripping from that, the thing that I have found that stops that is to turn your heat down. Don't turn your heat down drastically, just turn it down just a little bit, and you will see that the water that's leaking on the side of it will go down. You still want to keep it in your zone that you're supposed to can in, but just turn it down a little bit because you may have your fire too screaming hot. I was just canning something the other day, some collard greens, and it just so happened that it started leaking on the side, and turned down the heat a little bit, and there we were. It stopped leaking. If you're having leaking, let's get it and show you. One of my viewers asked what happens when it's leaking from this side, and if you have a T-Fal 22 quart cooker, pressure cooker, you'll see that it has a C and an A right here, and this little steam valve over here as well. This is the side that we're talking about. Sometimes you'll get a little leakage that's coming from this side, and what I have found is that when I turn my heat down just a little bit, keeping my range, my zone in the correct range, just turn this down, the heat down a little bit, and it will stop that leaking. If you are having leaking from around here, then that means either you do not have your lid on correctly, which you should check that, turn your heat off and check it, or your gasket is not properly in place. You should check that as well. Or it's probably worn out and you need another one. If you're anything like me, and I was doing a lot of canning when I first got my canner, I don't have an All-American because an All-American does not take rubber gaskets, but these do. And I was canning so much that I wore my seal out and I needed to purchase another one. So I have a brand new seal on this. I've been on this seal for probably about 4 or 5 months or so. So that could be the problem if it's leaking from around here. And again, could also be that it's not placed on properly. You need to check everything, as I'm always saying, before you start canning. Check all, take this dial off, look in it, make sure there's nothing that's obstructing it before you start canning, because these things carry a lot of pressure and they can go boom. And you don't want to be in the kitchen when they go boom. As you can see, there is a little bit of water starting to build, condensation starting to build right here. And that's because I have my canner on cranking, blasting hot to get it ready to, as I'm building up pressure, I'm canning some turkey wings. Until next time, see you later. Happy canning.